We had a problem. We wanted to increase the production value of our live streams at the Performance Horse events that we stream all over the United States without the increased cost of extra help, camera people, hotels, cables, running power cords, and all the headaches that come with adding additional cameras. That's when a colleague of mine introduced me to the BirdDog P200. He showed me that with one Cat5 cable connected over NDI over the network, he could control, receive video, and power that camera, all with one cable. Since then, we have now added 3 BirdDog P200s, the new PH120, as well as 2 BirdDog Studios, bringing them all over the NDI network with one input into our vMix production. This has been huge to help keep cables and help to a minimum, help keep our costs down and increase the production value for our client, which was our ultimate goal. As we travel from show to show, sometimes we only have a couple of hours to get set up. So having the ability to set each camera up with just one cable and not have to source out power outlets, power cords and everything else that goes along with it, it helped keep our setup time to a minimum while still allowing us to add more cameras for the production. The quality of the camera and the footage is incredible, and being able to control all these over the NDI network with one input makes it a no-brainer for us to use the BirdDog products. With the ability to place these cameras virtually anywhere, it allows us to bring in more camera angles and give us more freedom to place those cameras where we need them the most, whether it's an interview on the side of the arena or the action from up above or down below. We can capture any angle with minimum cables. When one of my dogs chewed through a cable, I emailed BirdDog to see if I could get a replacement cable. Within minutes, they emailed me back and said that they were sending a new replacement cable to the location we were at. It did not affect our production one bit. Thank you, BirdDog. At Performance Horse Central, we're always looking for new ways, better ways to increase our production. BirdDog has helped us do that and bring that quality to our clients. BirdDog, thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you.
Well, it is that time again, everybody. Hope you are doing well. My name is BirdDog John, and I am back in action.
In those scenarios, it's good to neuralize the cameras. You guys know that best.
Very straightforward. Plug it in, go to the web UI, link the source, walk away. You know, like super simple. I keep looking over at the chat, and I keep seeing you are full of it. Tasty, spicy meat snacks. Covered in flavor. I mean, you can't go wrong. So what's going on? We've got a handful of folks here in the chat, and I really appreciate that. What's up, mate? Hey, Warren, how are you? Appreciate it. Hey, Robbie, how's it going, man? We're just talking about you. What's going on, Tom? Ahoy. How is it going? What's going on, GoWeb? Good to see you again. Thanks for hanging out with us again today. Appreciate that. I feel like I'm in this video more than anyone but John. It's true, NetApp. You are, I'm going to cut this up and put this in the next intro. What is happening, everybody? I am BirdDog John, and like a good streamer, BirdDog John is there. For those of you in the States who would understand that reference, the BirdDog John reference. Hey, let me do my due diligence and pull up the live stream on one of our platforms. Where are we at here? Oh, today has been a bit of a day already, and so we will get into some of that with you here on the show. But of course, I should have thought of this before. Here we go. All right, cool. So it sounds all right, looks all right. You may have noticed that my my whole set has evolved a little bit here, so that's exciting. And it's just evolved in terms of lighting. It hasn't really changed a whole lot fundamentally. I have returned the green RGB back to the set, so now I've got some green on my hat and across the mic, but there is now green and blue on the sidewall and kind of dim lighting on one of the PF120s. So the first shot, which is one that's over here, that one's all right, but the second shot is a bit dim. So what I might need to do is let's stop the playlist. Let's bring that over. This is the one that I think looks a little bit too dark. So let's do some live color correction. First thing on the show, just for you. Just for you. So in vMix, you right-click and say Configure Source, and it should dump you to the web UI. And then over on my screen here, let's share the desktop. We are going to log into the camera. You're welcome, everybody. Oh, and you've also noticed I cropped this because there's no need to have all that extra blank video space while I'm sharing the screen. So now it's just a single, it's a single little picture of me, little picture, little square. And we're going to go over to cam control. And I think it's just the exposure that's a little underexposed. So I am going to now switch this so you can see me updating this live. And I'm actually going to move this over to this other screen. And I'm just going to lower that f-stop a little bit. Bring up the lighting a bit. And do I need gain? Just a shade. So just a shade. So we're going to go back to this so that you can see the screen. So here are my settings now for that PF120. And here's that shot. So I like it. Looks good. And that is sufficient for what I want to do. So back to the main camera. I do love my little X keys. It works really well for this. So here we go. Oh, I don't have to do that. I can just do this.
Here we go.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Randy? Thank you for coming by the show. Appreciate fellow Canadian out in Winnipeg. Always great to see some Canadians represented on the show. So thank you for stopping on by. Hey, nice sound effects. What's the sound effect? Good morning. What's going on, Sherman? The video and sound is good. Excellent. Love to see and hear that. I'm happy that you feel that way as well because, audio is king, but video is also important. So thankfully, we've got all of those in alignment this morning. Now, I did receive, if you were following along, you would have known that on Tuesday, I found out that my X-Vive Lav mic stopped working, and it got worse and worse. I started the show, and it sounded like I was a million miles away. So I ran a return on that day, and they said, okay, we'll ship you a replacement. And I sent that one out on Amazon through UPS. And I got that replacement yesterday. So I was in here doing a webinar or something, getting ready for a webinar that I was doing. And it was delivered. So I plugged it in. It works like the original one. So we will see how long that lasts. But this is the X-Vive, the LV2. Looks like this. Comes in this little box. Sorry, everybody. Comes in this little box. And it's just a little lav mic. It's $60. Sounds pretty good, other than obviously you can hear all of the echoing inside the room. Now, obviously, I'm not using it today. I have decided to go with the beautiful EV RE20. So there you go. So that's what is going on there. So when you hit that scene, you should have your lights turn green and chroma your head. So it's only in the video instead of the box. And then figure out a way to automate it so that my head bounces around the screen like the DVD video splash screen. I'm with you. I'm with you, Jeremy. I like it. And I've taken it to another level. That would be hilarious, by the way. If we could just crop out like my neck and my head and my hat, and then I just like go around the screen. Let's do it. Sounds like a plan. The sound effect is from Among Us. It's a video game. Basically, it's a cartoon about assassinating the other players. It's a little dark. So that is the transition sound or something like that they use. And so I put it on here, swapped out Seinfeld for the Among Us sound effect. So what's going on, Angus? Good morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Another Canadian checking in. Starting to get a following up there, which I'm totally really excited about. I really like that idea. Jeremy, you like the bouncing head idea? Oh, yes. And thank you. Today's, I need to get an automation for when you hashtag Ember. Today's show is not brought to you by Ember Mugs. Keep your coffee hot and your creamer curdled. And also, we do have snacks on stream today, folks. So don't worry. I didn't forget about you. Today we are planning on trying something that I'm not super well versed in, but we are going to try out some party cake and radioactive blue Peeps. So they shared them in the office. Everybody kind of had some, but I don't participate until the show begins. And so today we are going to. Oh yeah, and here's another cropped out thing. Anyways, these are the party cakes, obviously, the birthday cake flavor, and I don't know what flavor that is, but I'm sure somebody in the office can let us know. So stay tuned for John. Now, full disclosure, I don't think I've ever had a Peep, and they're very common here in the U.S. They sell them in every grocery store, every department store. They even have department stores anymore. Is Meijer considered a department store? Is Walmart considered that? Like, they have departments, I guess, right? But anyways, I don't know if that even counts, because it used to be Sears, used to be a department store, Kmart or whatever, and all those stores are gone. So anyways, it will be an interesting morning. I don't think I will dislike them, but I don't think I've had a Peep, and the reason why is because when I came to the States, a year after I came to the States, I met my girlfriend, now wife, and she hates Peeps. She hates them with a sugar-coating passion. So we don't buy them. They don't show up at Easter time. And if you purchase them, she will shun you. And so I don't eat these normally, and this is the only place where this sort of thing would happen in my life. So you're going to get to experience my first experience with Peeps, because she hates Peeps. So what? No Peeps? Yes, I haven't had them. I don't know what they taste like. This is a blind. You're going to experience my first experience with Peeps right off the bat. So exciting stuff. And wait, oh yeah, the eyes on these Peeps didn't pass QC. So that's an eyeball on the top of the Peep head. On both, actually. So their eyes are not on the sides, they're on the tops. And so apparently these were purchased with this defect at a discount. So here's hoping that doesn't mean anything in terms of the taste. But yes, Frink is correct, they did not pass. I think Canadian Tire is the ultimate department store. I would agree. In some parts of the country, it's unfortunately lovingly known as Crappy Tire, but Canadian Tire is a Canadian staple. And when you try to explain to Americans what Canadian Tire is, they get lost. It's like a hardware / camping / hunting / fishing / well, let's just say outdoors / automotive / tire store with a variety of other things on the walls and in the aisles. So, yeah, that is what Canadian Tire is. It's been a long time since I've been to a Canadian Tire. So, is it like Menards? You wouldn't save big money at Canadian Tire, that's for sure. But it's kind of like Menards is like a cross between a department store and a Home Depot. Like Meijer doesn't have lumber, for example. And Canadian Tire doesn't have. I don't think they have lumber supplies. So I think Menards is more like a home improvement store, but it has a greater variety of things than hot take Home Depot or Lowe's. But oh yeah, it's hard to put that in a category because there's a lot of cross minglings. You're not missing much, but can't believe it. Peeps are pretty nasty. I agree with your wife. Oh, fantastic. Well, that doesn't necessarily make me look forward to the Peeps need corrective glasses. Oh man. So you need to eat one and then put one in the microwave, but I'd want to see a cam shot of it. So that might take some setup. Oddly enough, when I shut the door to this show, to the studio today, Brayton was telling the office about microwaving Peeps. And so this is apparently a common activity with Peeps. We put them in the microwave. Why? Should I Google that? Should I find out what the deal is? Because that conversation has organically happened more than once now since in the last 15 minutes. So it's, oh, you bought Peeps, and then the next line is, have you put them in the microwave? Does it warm them up, or does it cause ungodly things to happen? Because they're mostly sugar, right? They're just marshmallows with sugar, I think, according to the packaging. Dusty sugar, evidently. All right, so a nice mix of Napa, Bass Pro, Firestone, and who knows what else. This is Canadian Tire. There is no lumber at Canadian Tire. They look vile. I'm assuming you're talking about the Peeps. Canadian Tire sounds amazing. Cross between Tractor Supply and Home Depot. Well, again, Canadian Tire doesn't have lumber or like the home building things. So it's missing that element. But it's a department store without the building function of that. So no, don't Google it. Just do it. Oh man. We have to know, John. You have to know what? It explodes them, doesn't it? Ooh. Maybe that is something we should do. Like what we'll do at lunchtime. John, you should try it after the show. No spoilers. Oh, okay. I poke a hole in the package of Peeps and let them dry out for about 6 months until they are kind of hard like Lucky Charms. Interesting. You know, it is Easter time here in the U.S. and probably around the world. I don't know who all celebrates that, but Peeps are in supply in lots of supply around in Michigan at all stores. So maybe that's the next experiment: is we buy Peeps, we put them in the pantry, we leave them for 6 months. I set a timer on my watch, and in 6 months we have a show on eating stale Peeps based on Sherman's recommendation. Is there a flavor that you prefer? Because I think the yellow ones, is that the original? So the yellow Peeps, I see those everywhere. But these ones are not yellow. They're blue and party cake flavored. So there's that. Not much Home Depot. I guess some Tractor Supply, maybe about 5% Harbor Freight. Yeah. It is a home improvement store like Ace Hardware. That is one that I would put in the Canadian Tire mosaic. Ace Hardware. So they have all those tools. They have all the brand name expensive ones, and then they have these questionable, really crappy ones that break when you put any sort of torque on them. We have to know what happens to the microwave Peeps. Fire up an NDI HX camera on your cell phone and take us out there for an adventure. We will create a video. If this is something that we have to do, then we'll create a video and I will bring it on next Tuesday. Is there really a... I don't know. I've never had these. These ones say party cake. Am I expecting just an original flavor? Also, well, anyway. There's really no flavor. It's just sugar. Oh, jeez. Hey, everybody. This is an NDI show. So thanks for coming along. I'm really excited that we're going to do snacks on stream today because I'm going to try a candy that I've never actually tried. But the real deal is we're supposed to be talking about NDI stuff. So if you have questions, please feel free to bring them along. I have changed my setup here a little bit, a little less blue, a little more green, as you see on the reflection off of my arm of the microphone. But yeah, we're changing things up a little bit and trying to make things happen. So make things look a little better, I think. I've moved my general shoulder light because I wanted it to actually show my shirt when I wear black. And it wasn't really cutting it the way, if you look at previous shows, this shoulder was still fading into the distance. So I've got some hair lights that are in a better position now, and I think it looks better. And hopefully you feel the same way. So only for you guys, only for you. Hey, watching from Northern California. Happy with my P120s and P240s. Boom. Love to hear that. thank you for saying that, because we love to hear how people are using our gear. How's it going, Ken? Hey, everybody, this is an NDI show, and the audience demands marshmallowy carnage. While the audience is demanding, it's true. Eamon posted an NDI adoption compared to other IP video options. Oh, NDI option over other IP video options. Can we discuss? Where did he post that? Because I had not seen that post. So I will want to see what the post is before I discuss. But yes. Hey, John, check out which camera is on the top of this device. Okay, give me a second to jump over to Twitch. Yoink. And also, sorry. So I've had a couple of incoming messages here that I need to check in on just to make sure. Sorry, just give me a quick second here. All right, cool. Now, that one and LinkedIn, I have never used the 2110 or Dante Video. I use NDI on a daily basis. So I also do a lot of yoink, but I also do a lot of productions with SRT. Very cool. All right, let me open up Twitch because I think that's where you posted it. And I'm going to pull up that link and I'm going to close down Twitch. That's fine. Okay, so let's take a little look-see at what you're seeing. Oh, integrated PTZ. So we are looking at robotic arm systems. I will share my screen. I'll share the tab so you guys can see what it is that we're looking at. And I'm going to add this to the show. All right, so sorry, I'm going to clear this out. All right, so we got robotic arm tabs. That's interesting. Highest quality motion. Okay. Oh, looky here. It's the P240 sitting on camera. The LLS-1 system expands our PTZ-enabled range, and its modular design means that a system can be used in the magnitude of ways. For example, combining a QRS-1 rail to provide a unique lift system with horizontal rail motion. The LLS-1 can be quickly reconfigured from floor to wall to ceiling, and also has Genlock sync outputs to allow synchronized 3D positional data to be output from the LLS-1, enabling it to be used with virtual graphic systems. That might be why that P240 is on there. It's very quiet. Very cool. It's fun to see our gear show up on other people's marketing. That's pretty exciting. Thanks for sending that over. That's cool. Looks expensive. Yes, it does look expensive. That's for sure. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so Eamon posted on LinkedIn an article that we should be discussing. So let's jump over to LinkedIn. And I got to sign in on that computer. So let's jump over to this machine and open up LinkedIn. LinkedIn.com. Oh, I'm signed out of all of them. And check your LinkedIn app. Okay. I get a notification? Sure didn't. All right, so LinkedIn. Check my LinkedIn app. Is it under notifications? Congratulations, yada, yada, yada. No. Reset. Hey, whoa, okay. That's cool. Two-factor authentication through LinkedIn. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I clicked it. Resend. Your sign-in has expired. That was a bummer. Oh. Okay, and now it's working. So apparently it worked, but apparently you had to log out again. Alrighty. So let's get over to LinkedIn. And it looks like got a couple of people watching. In case you missed it, so let me make sure now that I'm looking at the same article that you are. He posted an NDI option compared to other IP video options. So keep going, keep going, keep going. This one? Nope. Low latency NDI cameras capture after. Okay, keep going. OG. Oh, there's the little slider article that has all of our cameras on there. That's cool. That's on LinkedIn. NAB show. Dan and Nick Smith's live chat. All right, you're going to have to drop a link in the chat, man, because I do not see it. But yes, we can discuss it. That would be fine. I just ordered a Matthews Digital Combo stand to put my P200 on. I'm hoping that it'll be a bit more stable than what I've been using. I have seen P200s on some shady stands. That is for sure. That is for sure. So, yeah. Be sure that it's kind of... It's strange because you really need to have it on a platform, but there's that threaded thing on it that people put some pretty cheap stands under their expensive cameras. So if you're going to use a tripod, I really on a camera this expensive, I really suggest that you invest in a little bit, because especially if people are going to be around it. Like in the studio, I've got 2 pretty cheap Amazon stands, but nobody walks over here. Like nobody should be walking over here because there's nothing over here for people to need. So those stands are pretty much on their own. And they don't need to, sorry, let me just check here again. Okay, yeah. These stands are on their own. They're kind of isolated, so they can just sit static and not do anything. But, yeah, if people are going to be around them, you're going to be taking them to shows and stuff like that. Really suggest that you look into something that's pretty heavy and stable, just so that you can... okay, cool. Hey, Jeremy, thank you. I see that pop up here. Just so that you can be sure that when you are on site, it's not going to fall over, or someone's going to kick it or something like that. So, all right, we're going to take a quick peek at this article, and I wonder what's the best way to share this. If I put it up on the TV, it might just be too small for me to see. Oh no, I can read that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's share this real quick. I'm going to kill the playlist. Throw this article over here. NDI is ahead in the numbers of network products and in the maturity of its integration into products, according to the RH Consulting. NDI takes the lead in network video product markets. Now, that's interesting because I think he sent a separate email about this internally here at BirdDog, and so this is the article that he's referencing, which I did not see. NDI is a leading technology in the emerging market for network video products, according to the analysis by RH Consulting. NDI is not just ahead of its rivals in the numbers of products available, but also has the highest percentage of products with the technology embedded inside, and not just using encoders and decoders. The insight appears in the 11th edition of the RH Consulting report into network AV products that began with research into network audio products from 2013 before adding video and control products last year. This is the first year in which the research considers NDI and IPMX ready products. So if we take a look at this percentage of products that are not encoders, NDI is here out in the lead. Can't actually read that number, so we'll look at we'll believe the graph. I wonder though, there's no reference to where the data is actually being pulled from. In sheer numbers of products, SDVOE is not that far behind NDI, but the consultancy considers this to be misleading because of the numbers of encoders and decoders available with tiny variations. Numbers look better than the reality, says the report. Explaining its approach to assessing the market for networked video products, the consultancy says the fact that encoders and decoders dominate the products reminds us the early days of audio over IP reminds us of days of audio over IP when there was a lot of analog to network input-output boxes. But this has since diminished significantly with thousands of products now integrating with the technology directly. There's a clear divide between the video over IP technologies that are well integrated into many video products and protocols, where products are mostly just encoders and decoders getting video on and off the network. We consider protocols as more mature if they have a higher percentage of devices that are not simply encoders and decoders. As expected, Dante is by far the market leader among network audio protocols, with more growth in Dante products than all other products combined. Ravina is a long way behind in second place, but shows steady growth. The numbers of products for all other protocols as described as inconsequential. Overall, the RH Consulting research found that there is a total of 5,219 networked AV products currently shipping from 552 brands. Predicting the growth of IP video, video over IP has taken larger to adopt than audio for a number of reasons, says RHC. The consultant Roland Hemming. Never heard of him. On the 1 gig network, we effectively have unlimited audio channels, but for video, this bandwidth only allows for even a few or just one video channel to pass. Furthermore, audio reached perfect quality quite a few years ago, whilst the video quality is still on a journey from HD to 4K to 8K, with increasing bandwidth demands that most current IP infrastructures just can't handle. Finally, the world of networked video continues to use many single manufacturers, walled garden solutions. We see this approach as, quote, unstable. The end. For the full report, click here. Don't mind if I do. Privacy. Accept essential cookies. Industry benchmarks. Dante. Yikes. Well, that's total products per protocol. These are the audio protocols. What we counted. Okay, cool. So the data is available. Audio over IP. Okay, cool. So I have now officially read you the article. So let's go ahead, Jeremy. We can definitely kick it off here if you want to chat about this. I'm very interested to know. You guys are the guys in the market doing this, and gals, doing the work in the market. And so I'd be very curious to know how you guys feel about that, about this article and about basically their findings. I can put the link to the actual report inside the chat. How can I do this here? I have to log into StreamYard, I guess. So let me do that real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to birddogjohn.tv because you're all subscribed over there, right? And that is my YouTube page. So I'm going to jump in there and I will post in that one as BirdDog. This is the actual consulting information, the link for the consulting information. So if you want to see that information while we discuss it, by all means, we can do that. All right. Now, let me get back to the chat. I'm going to have to balance two machines here. Let me balance the chat. So, dropped a few link. I've been using speaker stands. They can absolutely handle the weight, but they are a touch shaky. Ooh, yeah, that would be. I think that is the post that you're talking about. Under the camera, I have a Manfrotto style QR plate that I've modified to sit flat on with little jut out part at the bottom of the camera. QR plate goes on a 3-screw, then a junior spigot adapter. Okay. I sent you a photo of my mount over Facebook. You can certainly post it on Facebook, and I can see it there for sure. Dante for audio and NDI for video are the only ones that I really use. Surprised how far ahead NDI is, honestly, but at the same time, it is the easiest. So we had a few customers that came back to us recently that genuinely said, man, this thing is way easier than any other protocol we've used. And we get these two camps, and this is an interesting middle ground that I find myself in pretty often when I'm listening to customers talk, that they will say things like, other protocols that I have used, NDI is by far one of the easiest to use. And then on the other side, people say, NDI is frustrating because I don't know how to use it. But typically those two camps are people that have used other protocols in the past find NDI easy, and people who have never done this before find it frustrating. Okay, so there's like an education piece that's missing between the two conversations, because the people who have done video protocols in the past and then they encounter NDI, oh yeah, that's a lot easier than 2110 or something else. But then the folks that don't have any experience and they're new to streaming, COVID exposed this on a huge scale. They don't have any exposure to other protocols, and so they encounter NDI and they get frustrated because the literature isn't, I don't think personally, and this is on me, honestly, the literature for NDI is not, hasn't been readily available as it should have been. And we have gone to great lengths to discuss this internally at BirdDog, but also then to get something out there that would be of use when people are buying our products. And so I like the direction that we're going. I'm seeing improvements in the discussion of how to actually get our products to work correctly and get them online with the one cable theory and concept. Now, it's a little strange to me that we deviated from that one cable concept with Play, but I do know that that decision was made based on cost analysis and the idea that we just want this thing to be lightweight, easy to use, supply power right there at the TV and network, and we don't need to add the expense or the complexity of a PoE module on top of the board that's already in there. So I know why they didn't do it, but it does deviate from the theory that with BirdDog products, you really only need one cable. You should be able to operate the unit, in a single cable environment. So that was a little strange to me, but it's still, in terms of the network interaction with things, the concepts of BirdDog setting them up are the same. Now, we also need to probably discuss, because Play is being used in many signage installations these days, we need to discuss how quickly you move over to multicast in that scenario, because if you have 5 or 10 plays, you're probably pushing the limits of your 1 gigabit backbone almost instantly. So you probably have to be discussing the complexities of multicast before you go much further with NDI as signage. And that really needs to be, in the NDI realm, I really want that to be the default assumption when you're using NDI as an AV solution, is that you're doing multicast, right? Because why would you do this any other way? So that raises the level of expectation when it comes to what the networks can do, layer 3 networks. That raises the expectation of what you have as the backbone to make the NDI network work, is if we operate in the sense that, unicast is okay, but you quickly outgrow that when you are doing signage or you're doing AV installations. It's going to instantly get to multicast right away. And so as we talk about this data, and I'm very curious to kind of get into the weeds on it, when we talk about the data from this report, we have to consider how people are interacting with the products and that adoption rate. Because I do think that is one of the key elements to the sales team being able to sell the product, is being able to sell the thing quickly and efficiently and people knowing what it is they're buying. And that includes knowing what the network needs to be able to do. So there's a broad range of discussions here that need to happen. But anyways, there's my opener for this discussion. A lot of companies are rolling the dice early on SMPTE 2110, but such low adoption, according to this article. I heard that Dante AV is making progress, but seems like they are so late to the game and the expensive licensing. Photos are in the BirdDog user group. Okay. Yeah, so I have made some observations about this. Sorry, here, let me just .com/. Oh, nuts. All right. I don't have it saved on this machine. 1 second, I'll get over there. Where are we here? Facebook. Go to Facebook. So I too have been observing from a distance people using. Right on. Look at this. This is cool. All right, Angus. Oh man, that's so cool. All right, let me just so to close the loop on Angus's mention here. This is what he is showing. This is how he's mounting his P200s. I mean, that rig is pretty solid. As long if you had like sandbags or something, that would probably be all right. But that is pretty stinking cool, man. And he's got 2 photos here, so I'll share the other one. Yeah, I like that a lot. Really cool. So, yes, I'm curious about the 2110, and I also want to know, one of the things that I want to find out here about this 2023 data that they've supplied is what is their survey group, right? So they have the evidence here as to how they collected the data, so that's good. Our methodology, despite our hard work, we must allow for human errors in our results, and some manufacturers have provided poor product information. Furthermore, counting products is not the most entertaining of tasks. However, even allowing a few percentage for human error, our results are still very realistic indicators, and no one else comes close to the work that we have put into this. Well, that is a good job, me. So good for you. We can let's definitely look at this article. I put that link on the BirdDog John YouTube page, so that should be listed there if you want to take a look at this data. So it looks like they have, I want to get down to the NDI information. Here we go. Video over IP. It's about halfway down the article. They have NDI. What is the legend here for this? I don't see a legend. Oh, maybe I need to click on it. Yeah, here we go. So products over brands. So NDI has 59 different manufacturing brands. And they, in the survey they took, there were 59 brands and 387 products over SDVOE, which is 43 manufacturers. So not far behind NDI with 377, also not far behind. So let's consider those 2 markets direct competitors. Now, SMPTE 2110 is running with 72 manufacturers, but only 197 products were counted. That is surprising that the amount of the adoption rate between 2110, which has been around longer than NDI, if I recall, is taking longer to adopt, but has a fairly substantial foundation. But NDI has less manufacturers, but a faster adaptation. And I wonder if that is because of the actual tangible requirements of the protocol. So I don't know what the requirements are for SDVOE, so I would be curious to find out what it is that they are asking for that. I do agree. The Dante AV stuff, I think their Achilles heel is their licensing structure. I think they're doing it wrong, and I think that's causing manufacturers to not adopt the protocol quickly and come up with their own ideas. So that's really unfortunate. 2110 sounds like an interesting solution, but the bandwidth requirements are just so high. I can't imagine the cost of implementing it at scale. SDI is just so much more cost effective. And that's the balance, right? Is there are other video transport options out there. NDI and SDI, NDI is a cost-effective method for installation compared to SDI. 2110 is not. And so the sale would have to be, I'd have to go network. This needs to be networked. I can't do baseband, and I will pay extra to get to the network piece. Ours is, networking is way more flexible than SDI, and it's less expensive. Like, why wouldn't you look at it, right? Even if it's just like, it's not for me, we want to go old school SDI. Okay, fine. I've had people tell me that. It's actually pretty common. But if you could get the option, you still buy a bird dog camera, by the way, because we do SDI out. But then when you're ready to come over to the NDI realm, you have it all available. The fact that you can use NDI with PC Mac with no cost is why it is and will continue to win. Depends on the software, but yeah, studio monitor, video monitor, it's all free, right? So that's a big deal. And you can get routing now for free. You can hook up 4 sources and route them out a single NDI output and bring that into whatever. So I've got a meeting. I'll be right back. Okay, Jeremy. All good. And again, Dante AV sounds like it's just too late to the party. Yeah, I can sandbag the stance. That helped. I'm not seeing the link. Did it not go through? Sorry, hang on one second. Yeah. Maybe the link didn't come through. Yeah, maybe not. Here, I will. This is a UK study, by the way. If I get this first time of typing in the actual URL. I did get it. Boom. All right, I'll put it out on StreamYard. Here it is, everybody. Coming your way. I can definitely see the appeal of Dante for pure audio. I should have added SDI over 2110 if you can't stand the compression of NDI. That's true. I do plenty of shows where everything runs on SDI. Setting myself up to offer fiber transport of SDI has a nice benefit to my clients. Of course, those same fibers will handle NDI very nicely. I agree with you. They would. You are welcome. I don't know why that didn't go out on the YouTube page, but maybe it got flagged as a spam post, although it is from the hosting YouTube, one of the hosting YouTube channels. That's weird. That is a little bit weird. So I do find this very interesting. I'm going to jump back. Oh, you know what? Before I go any further, because I'm 10 minutes out, we are going to load up Snacks on Stream. And let's try these peeps while we continue to talk about this report. So we'll be right back, folks.
John's just making up stuff to start drama.
Look, I don't know.
Look at him.
Wish me luck, folks. It's my first Vegemite experience.
Final, this is like cheese flavor or something. It doesn't really look too appetizing.
Good golly, this is something else, man.
Here's the thing about Pop Rocks, and I don't know if I'm the only one like this. Pop Rocks have always been a social experience for me.
I did not think that is what you were going to say. That's hilarious.
That is awful. Oh, God, that's so bad. Jeez. Holy smokes, man.
Yep. Time for a little Snacks on Stream. Today we are going to attempt to eat legendary Peeps, apparently a standard Easter candy here in the United States, which I don't think I've ever had. So this is going to be a first. Hopefully you're along for the ride. I've been told there's not really a flavor, but these ones are party cake. Apparently that's what the flavor is. So if there is no flavor, maybe I should try the blue one first, because if there is a flavor with party cake, I can report in on that. So
John's just making.
Sorry about that. So let's where are we here? I meant to load up this shot. So let's have those, and we will go. Now they come packaged, all stuck together. Of course, they are marshmallows. So here we go, folks. My first experience with this, and hope it's a good one. I mean, I don't know, man. Even for a marshmallow, that didn't taste right. Yeah. Something's off there. It doesn't even like off-brand marshmallows taste better than this. I don't know what that is. It kind of lacks anything interesting. You know, like I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to need to get washed down with some coffee with your Ember mug, our non-sponsor of today's show. Yeah, those blue ones. That was there was no flavor to those, so maybe they were just original. Maybe you buy them for the color and not the actual flavor, but yikes. All right, so birthday cake or party cake or whatever we're calling that. Let's give that a go. Those also taste like nothing. They really do taste like nothing. I think the party cake is the design, but they absolutely do not taste like any sort of. Maybe I have COVID because I can't taste any. I can taste the coffee, but these peeps are without taste or, yeah, they're just so empty. You need to give it like a good. I feel like I need to give it a chance, right? But there's nothing. There's nothing there in terms of flavor. And they say marshmallows, but they don't even taste like that. They're just like they're just the abyss of nothing. Are they vile? You look unimpressed. You are quite apt at distilling my nonverbal communication. You have kids and you've never had a peep? Nope, and I don't think they have either. And there's a good chance they may never have a peep. Hope you like marshmallow styrofoam. I have to admit, I'm not surprised. You're not surprised that those were not that enjoyable? Now, the coffee, on the other hand, that helps. Ooh, I need another coffee. They have better flavors stale. Sherman knew what he was talking about. Quote, flavor. Microwave one. No, that peeps for you. I think from polling the office, you either love them or you hate them. I just got off a call just in time to see you try. That's what we do on this show. At least we try. Now I'm going to try this coffee again. The coffee's helping. It's helping, for sure. For sure. All right, so let's finish up chatting about this article that Jeremy sent over here and then pieced out because he has a meeting. So in the NDI realm, the percentage of products that are offered that are not encoders or decoders is 90% of the market, which is crazy to me. They were saying in that little other blog post that the way that you can tell the maturity of a market is how the protocol is being integrated in things that are not just throwdown boxes. And quite honestly, I kind of wish the throwdown box game was a bit stronger in the NDI realm. There, I said it. But the fact that the protocol is integrated so heavily in other products that are offered, especially NDI, is way out. SMPTE 2110 is at 82.75%. NDI is 90.5, 90.5, or 90.44. So NDI has integrated in so many diverse groups of products, cameras, encoders, software, so on and so forth, that the encoder-decoder game is not the majority of the market. And that's actually pretty true in terms of if you look at what generates revenue in this market. And I know that this is the case, but creating a product that generates NDI authentically, a camera or a high-end encoder, for example, that is the thing that you really sell a lot of and make a lot of money on. The things that don't make a lot of money are the throwdown boxes. Those things are generally nice little add-ons at the end, decoders for screens and that sort of thing. But the production pieces, the pieces that you can have a really nice lens, you can have a really fast protocol, you can have a great internal encoding process, the FPGA chip, for example, in the 4K units. Like that's the Cadillac of NDI offerings right now, is the P4K. And this is a P4K image, and it's awesome. In 1080, by the way. So this is coming across as 1080p 5994 into vMix on a 4K sensor. And I think that camera outclasses anything that we offer. And I think the closest competitor to it is the 400 or the 240. I think with the 240 now in the market, the 200 has had to take a back seat to the bells and whistles and the clarity of the 240 image module. Now, the 200 you can get at a significantly reduced price, and it's not far behind the 240, by the way. So I'm not saying the 200 doesn't have a place. I'm saying if you want an incredible value, for example, if you want a 1080p 60 camera with an incredible value, 200 all day, because you won't find that anywhere else. At that price, you won't find that in the market anywhere else right now. The 240, if you're willing to pay full price for an HD camera, that 240 is going to outclass that 200. But if you're looking for a 4K sensor and you want to do 4K 30 or you want to do 1080p, that P4K, P400, that's your wheelhouse all day. So that's how I rank them in my mind. And now that I'm using a P4K every day, it's obvious why they're valued the way that they are, because the image is just, nothing holds a candle to it. So very interesting that out of 387 products run through this poll, only 37 of them were encoder decoders, which is crazy for NDI. So that gives you over 90% of the products offered in the NDI realm in this survey. And this is a pretty good cross-section, I think, looking at how they actually acquired the data, even with the human error element. The amount of NDI that's integrated in products that are not encoders or decoders is over 90%. That's incredible. I mean, that's an astonishing fact. So that's really great. I love this stuff, man. I love being able to have this data and then be able to turn around and say, look, the market though is talking NDI now. This is what we're doing, and it's actually a big deal. Quite frankly, I think this information needs to get in front of NewTek and NDI, help them understand their role in the whole conversation a little bit clearer. Hi there from Cornwall, UK. What's going on, Facebook user? I will jump over there and address you like a human being, because I hate it that Facebook doesn't bring that across. Gary, how's it going? Thank you for jumping on the show over on Facebook. I appreciate that. One thing I have to mention about NDI, tally lights. My clients love to have tally lights. Ooh. It's been a while since I've heard any hype train around tally. And I think part of it is because when you don't have it, when you don't have tally, everybody talks about how you don't have it. But when you have it, it becomes like a footnote. It's one of those features that you have to have it, and then when you have it, nobody talks about it anymore. So thank you for saying that. It's cool. My P200s have done a lovely job paying for themselves. The 240 gives up quite a bit of telephoto reach versus the 200, does it? No, because it technically on paper has a 40. When you're running it in 1080, it has a 40 times zoom, not a 30 times zoom. So it doesn't. I don't have a 240 here right now in the office. I need to get another one. Late to the chat. Do not eat Peeps. You're welcome. Could have used that advice about 30 minutes ago, Pandorica, but I paid the price and will be paying the price later, as I understand it. Not bad. And I agree with the P400, P400, P4K. I think that's supposed to say P4K. None of the SDI shows I do have Tally. Does it lose much image quality doing that? Actually, no. Because the sensor inside is not an HD sensor. I'll put it that way. So it compensates for that. So you don't lose it. Oops, my bad. All good. It's all good. It's all good. Or was that comment supposed to go on our competitors' chat? All good. Thank you for coming along, Gary. I appreciate you, man. All right, and we're at the 12 o'clock hour. I even started on time today. Aren't you guys proud of me? It's rare. It happens, but it's rare. But it does happen that the show starts on time. I'm going to close Companion because it's causing errors on my Stream Deck. There we go. That's better. All righty.
Excellent.
What I was trying to say was that I agree about the P400, P4K. And I agree with myself too. No, they really do produce a great image. And for your knowledge, for those of you who might be new, this is a 4K camera running in 1080. And these secondary shots that are around my office, those are PF120s. And they are color balanced pretty well, if I say so myself. They look pretty good. So you can color match these things. It takes some finesse. It takes a little time to learn the product, but you can definitely do it if that is something that you are wondering, by the way. We use the 400s for the Virgin Orbit launch. Oh, that's so cool. Do you have a link? Is that on YouTube or something? Can you share a link with us? Good enough for me. I think I'm still a couple of years from upgrading. My first P200 is from 2019 and has been such a workhorse. Boom. I'd love to hear that. Oh, somebody's running the microwave. Hopefully they turn it off the coffee pot or we're going to lose power. Because that's happened before live on the air. So if I disappear, folks, that's what's happened. I should run everything on a battery backup, but, you know, money. So not gonna spend it on that, that's for sure. Oh, and you think you do have a link. That would be awesome. Yeah, if you have a link to share, throw it up there or put it as a user post on the user group and let everybody see it. That would be great, man. Love to see that. The head of marketing, Eamon, he loves that stuff. If you say, hey, look, we use P400s on this Orbit launch, here's the link, he'll turn that around and send it out on social media. He's a big fan of those sort of things, and he loves to integrate people who are like tangibly doing things in the field and pushing that as, hey, check it out. Check out how cool this stuff is. So awesome. There it is. I had a bad experience with shaky power at a show. Since then, I've run 100% through the voltage regulated UPS. That's the way to do it. He knows. You guys supported the event. Fantastic. That was my infamous Unify smoke event. You brought a smoke machine and didn't even know? Oh, boy. All right. Here is the link for mute. Here is the link to this. And I am going to show this. Preset. Show screen. Show tab. Giggity goo. Bob's your uncle. Here we go. So this is the Orbit launch that was recorded back 2 months ago, or at least uploaded 2 months ago. So we've got some commentators. What cameras are these? Which cameras were you, like, which shots were you using 400 for? Which ones were you using? And was this streamed in, it's streamed in 1080. Okay. So we could keep scrubbing this. Are your interview shots all 400s? Like these, this guy here? Tell me a little bit about that production. We also used the 300 and A200. Oh, was that the one that we remoted in and helped you with the A200? Exactly. My 200 2019 P200 survived with no ill effect. Well, that's awesome. Hey, is there an option to combine a PTZ with an automatic slider? The slider does not rotate the head. It should be the PTZ that maintains the movement. Slider. That I don't know. Studio shots were 400. Remote user was vMix dial-in. Right on. So this is a P400 on the right, I'm assuming. And then if we scrub this, oh, here's some more folks chatting. P400. We looked at this, Lewis, just before, earlier in the show. There's a link up here. Hang on, I'll find it. It's over on Twitch, I believe. I don't know if this one, I don't know if there's a way to control the MTash posted it. Yeah, here. These are, this company has sliders and stuff. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but the one that we were pointed towards is, oh, crap. Dang it. I keep forgetting that I'm working on a, there we go. Working on a Mac with a PC keyboard, and so it's Apple C instead of Control C. I guess I could change that on here if I needed to. And yes, this was the one that you helped me with. Boom. Well then, I'm glad that worked out so well. Was the launch done on the 200 then? Let's see. Do we get the launch here? Was that the launch? This is the most replayed right here. So, where's that guy looking? Oh, he's sign language. He's not looking at the camera at all. So is this this is a nighttime launch, or what was that?
You may see dropouts in the data during the flight here.
Or it's already flying. Oh shoot, I missed it. So back. We'll be right back. When did they launch? Certainly they show. There it was. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, let's 100% fuel. This is cool. The one over on YouTube was too long, so it posted us 2 comments. Combining audio tracking, I thought it could be a solution. Yeah, this one apparently talks with 3D, which is what our cameras talk to, which is cool. The runway shots are 300s and 200s. Oh no, advertisement. Got to make that money somehow. Okay, so wait. Oh, that's already it up in the air. When does it launch? It's already there. It's already launched there. Is this the launch? Nope. Something's going on here. Okay. Virgin Orbit. Oh, this is an actual plane. It's not a rocket? I'm so confused. You'll have to fill me in on this. I don't know anything about it. Yes, it was a night launch. Unfortunately, they had an anomaly, and the rocket did not. Did not make it into orbit. A whole live launch was only about 10 minutes. It's a horizontal launch. Oh, that's cool. I don't know much about that, and now I want to know more about that. So the rocket didn't make it. Uh-oh, what shot is this? Who's dropping frames? Is this one? No, is this one of mine? All right, so he's going down the runway there. He's turning around. Oh, yeah. This stuff's so cool. 103 miles an hour. Oh, nice camera work. Was that camera work done on a bird dog? Check that out. Camera was that? Me noticing the cameras in the shot and not the airplane taking off. Cool. Okay, so then how does this work then? They fly around and launch the rocket? Is that how that's done? Doing like some circles. Whoa. Check that out. I'm gonna get some bird dog cameras on board the aircraft. Let's go. So what happened? It had to abort, and then the plane comes back? Huh. That's very interesting. It's from the wing of a 747. They're from a CCTV camera feed with RTSP range, firearms, and training. The first bit was, and then we switched to an A7R for the color shots at night. We should chat. I'll explain more. The second stage of the rocket had the problem. Ah, gotcha. Yes, because the plane's back. So that's good news, right? Very cool. Very cool. I love that stuff, man. Seeing what people are using our gear for. Always exciting. Really cool. So there's some bird dog cameras over at the Virgin Orbit launch. And that link to that video, if you want to check that out, is up in the chat on Facebook. So, very neat. Okay, folks. Now I have an appointment coming up here in just a little while, so I need to probably square away the rest of my, typing in almost real time. My fingers hurt. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to. So I do need to probably prepare for that next meeting that I've got going on. So let's wrap things up. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Today, we enjoyed is the wrong word. We ate some peeps, and that was an experience, and I may not have that experience again. But, I always want to try. I'll always give it one go and try to see how that goes, but all good. Is this ta-ta for now? Yes, always a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. We've always fun to have a chat and talk about NDI stuff, but if that's not what you need to talk about, we can talk about anything else, and I can show you examples. We have some information here about the NDI market and how it's kind of progressing and growing inside of the AV over IP space. This article is really interesting, and Jeremy sent it over. I'm looking at the data of it right now just to see what I can kind of learn from it. But yeah, it's really looks like they've done their due diligence, and they have provided some very convenient graphs to kind of take off from. But NDI is currently one of the industry leaders, if not the industry leader, in the video over IP space. And Dante clearly has the entire market of the audio over IP space. Now, we will see, because Dante has really put you in like a hole where you have to buy their licenses and you have to buy even to make the products, you have to, pay for a license and then send that cost, work that cost into the thing that you make. So it's been kind of an interesting journey learning some of that stuff. And the beautiful thing with NDI, I think truly with NDI, the products that are worth their salt are the ones that come with NDI ready to go in the box as a part of the price. Bird Dog does that all day long. That's how we sell our stuff. We don't sell an NDI license to you after the sale. You don't buy the camera for the camera functions and then you enable full NDI. The cameras all have full NDI on them. They have the chips inside, ready to rock and roll, and you are given any features that we have designed on the cameras. We enable them for you as a part of your purchase. So even for that value, there are cheaper cameras on the market that are competitors to like the P200, but as soon as you add the $800, $600 NDI license to it, now we're talking apples to apples again. So, and that's usually HX, right? It's a feature that you check the box and pay for the license, and then you have HX, which is okay, but it's not the Corvette that NDI is. So full NDI is on a Bird Dog. So, there's great value, and keep your eyes open for stuff from. One of the things we didn't even talk about was, if you may have noticed on social media, Video Wall has launched today. Now we showcased that at IBC. I'm going to do my best to have somebody on the show next week so that we can talk more about Video Wall, get you some details. So let's plan on that. And it'll either be Tuesday or Thursday, but next week sometime I'll have one of the sales guys get on board and we can review that and talk a little bit more about specs and about how it works and what you do with it. And we can definitely go over that stuff. But in the meantime, be sure that you're taking care of yourselves. Oh, hey, Jeremy, what's going on? Welcome back. Right up for the wrap up. I do go over that article and I talk about a little bit of those stats. So if you have a chance, go back and rewatch some of today's show. But yeah, hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully things are progressing nicely towards the weekend. There is one on its way. NAB is coming up, and so our Bird Dog crew will be there. I personally will not be there, but there will be a fair number of salesmen, and I think Dan's planning on being there. So be sure that you head over to our booth at NAB, and I will find out exactly where our booth is. I know some of that stuff is floating around and being decided, so we have a spot. I just don't know exactly where it is. So they'll be there. They'll have Bird Dog gear there. Be sure that you check them out if you're headed over to Vegas this year for NAB. It looks to be a great show. This will be a very interesting show because the whole broadcast industry is exhaling. And we will definitely see what is offered this year at NAB and compared to previous years. Last year was the tail end of the COVID boom in the broadcasting world where everybody was upgrading. And right now there's kind of an exhale is exactly what it is. The market is still there. It still has a dominant portion of it, but things are selling slower across the entire market. And so there are lots of factors here, but it's just will be very interesting to see what do people show at NAB this year. Are they pushing new products? Are they pushing firmware updates? Are they pushing reliability? Are they pushing value for dollar? What's their approach? And Bird Dog's no different, by the way. How long ago did you eat Peeps? I got to go back to that in the video. Yeah, it's easily 3 minutes of silence of me just eating 4 marshmallows. So it'll be easy to find. It was around the 11:45, so 30 minutes ago. Somewhere in that realm is where that was. Okay, folks, take care of yourselves. Be well. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. It's always important, man. We live in a crazy world right now, so be on the lookout for good things. And in the meantime, we will look forward to having you back next week, where I hope I'll be able to have somebody on the show to walk us through Video Wall and all the exciting things that were announced today on social media. If you haven't seen that, go on over there. It's on every platform. It's been pushed out there, and it happened right as the show started. So go ahead and check that out, and we will talk more about that next week. Hang on one second. So Judson says, hey, John, I'm trying to find a link to the episode that I was a guest on, but it looks like the link is broken. I could try and find that for you, Judson. Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll look that up. I'd love to see Video Wall demo. It's such a cool product. I agree with you on all of these statements, by the way. we'd all love to see a video wall demo, and it will likely should make an appearance at NAB. So if you're going there, you will definitely get to see it live in action. I will do what I can, though, to get a demo on this show, because now that we've announced it and now that it's shipping, we definitely should showcase it for you. So I'll work on that. I'll try and figure out how we're going to do that, and then we will go forward with that sometime next week. So look forward to that. I'll schedule it so that you know what day we will be talking about it when I confirm who can come on the show and talk to me about it. So, cool stuff. There is a Facebook thread with people bad-mouthing BirdDog and Unify. Oh, boy. Well, we know that that's not true because you use it for that, right? I will definitely send you a link. I'll go look for it and get that back to you, Jetson. Okay, guys, I got to go. Take it easy. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next Tuesday from 11 to 12 at least, right here, birddogjohn.tv. Hey, thanks for everybody who's subscribing to the channel. We hit 200. Wait. We hit 200. We hit 200 subscribers. That's a big deal. Thanks, everybody. That makes me feel great about what we're doing over here. So if you haven't subscribed yet, head over to birddogjohn.tv and hit the subscribe and notifications if you want. Let me see. Where is it here? Backgrounds? No. What am I doing? Banners. That's the one. This right here, birddogjohn.tv. Head over there and be sure that you subscribe to that channel. We're over 200 subscribers. So that's a big deal. Thank you, everybody who's done that. I mean, it's a big deal for me. It's not a big deal for anybody else, but it's a big deal for me. It makes me feel great about what we're doing. So take care of yourselves, guys. Have a great week. Really appreciate you being here with me today, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Serenity now, insanity later.
Serenity now!